Good evening. Coming up tonight.
See how a new collaboration sheds light on campus living conditions.
Plus, South Carolina's homecoming game was spoiled by the Missouri Tigers.
And later, we'll tell you about all the festivals going on this weekend.
But first, Caiden Dinkins is in the studio here with us now. Caiden, what weather can we expect to see this weekend?
Well, ladies, this weekend you might notice those temperatures are going to rise just a bit for us, actually quite a bit above average, but they will drop right back down. I'll have more details on that forecast coming up tonight on SGTV Student News at 7.
Live from the Kennedy Greenhouse Studio.
This is Student News at 7.
Good evening, Carolina. I'm Riley Hackett.
And I'm Caroline Smith. Thanks for joining us tonight. SGTV's sister organization, the Daily Gamecock, recently published a concerning article in their weekly newsletter. The article is called Mold You, and it arrived in all USC students' email inboxes on Halloween morning. The Daily Gamecock collaborated on this Mold You project with the Post and Courier as part of PNC's Uncovered project and their first partnership with a college paper. The joint investigation revealed that all universities across the state, USC had the highest number of mold complaints in university housing facilities. According to the article, since August of 2020, over 2,400 possible cases of mold in dorm rooms were uncovered across South Carolina public colleges. Also, according to the Daily Gamecock article, quote, Daily Gamecock staff members helped comb through more than 1,400 work orders, contacted more than 100 people, and interviewed more than 20 students about their experiences with mold in their dorms, end quote. 3 days before the Daily Gamecock's email was released, on Friday, October 28th, USC students received an email from the Office of Student Affairs and Academic Support. In this email, the university stated its awareness of the Post and Courier's mold investigation, and it disclosed the statistic that only about 1.1% of all student residents have experienced mold in their dorms.
In a letter from the editor of the Daily Gamecock, Editor-in-Chief Kaylee Coda says, quote, not every room on campus is crawling with toxic mold, but some students who live in unrenovated dorms often said they woke up sick, end quote.
The joint investigation did reveal that older dorm buildings on USC's campus garnered the most mold complaints, with Columbia Hall, Capstone House, and South Tower being among the highest. The investigation also revealed that, quote, USC may have one of the least effective methods to track and analyze mold complaints, end quote.
The Daily Gamecock article says about the university's maintenance system, quote, USC is in the process of getting a new maintenance system, which will likely be in place sometime in 2023, end quote.
Columbia City Council voted Tuesday to fund a program aimed at fighting food insecurity in the city. The council approved $300,000 for the Food Insecurity Solutions Initiative.
The money will be used to improve residents' access to grocery stores. The program aims to help a large population of residents who live far away from stores that sell quality groceries. Specifically, residents who don't have access to transportation to get to stores. This comes after residents say grocery stores in 29203 and 29204 zip codes have closed in recent years.
These areas have become a food desert. This means an urban area where it's difficult to buy affordable or good quality fresh food. Living in a food desert can hurt residents' finances, health, and ability to care for their children. The city's Food Policy Committee and City Councilwoman Tina Herbert have researched the problem. Now, the communities in need will have the opportunity to suggest solutions.
Residents will have 45 to 60 days to submit ideas for projects to help fight food insecurity locally. Councilwoman Herbert says the goal is to see one or more projects up and running before the end of next year.
USC's Lell will be planting daffodils at the Anne Frank Center on Friday in remembrance of the children who lost their lives in the Holocaust. This is the second annual commemoration of the International Daffodil Project that Hillel has organized. The project aims to plant 1.6 million daffodils around the world for the children. Hillel invites the Columbia community for the opportunity to plant their own daffodil bulb in front of the center. Religious chair of Hillel, Mary McElveen, says that the commemoration helps educate the community.
Lots of people aren't taught this kind of stuff in school, especially in South Carolina, so getting to get a group of people to understand the intricacies of the issue and just make people grow in compassion is really a great opportunity.
The commemoration will begin at 5 p.m. in the garden behind the center. Anyone interested can RSVP at the link in Hillel's Instagram, Hillel@USC.
The Powerball jackpot up for grabs on Saturday is the third largest prize in U.S. lottery history.
It reached $1.2 billion before Wednesday night's drawing. Players won $1 and $2 million prizes. 124,000 players in South Carolina specifically won prizes from the drawing, but no one won the grand prize. Now, that's at a whopping $1.5 billion.
The majority of past jackpot winners have chosen to collect the jackpot in a lump sum payment. For this large of a prize, the winner will see a $745.9 million cash payout. They could also choose to collect smaller sums annually for 30 years.
No one has won the Powerball jackpot since August. Saturday's drawing will be the 39th time that winning numbers are announced. To win the jackpot, all 6 numbers drawn must match the numbers on the player's ticket. The odds of a ticket holder winning are 1 in 292 million.
If you like those odds, Powerball tickets are $2 and available at most gas stations and grocery stores. The winning numbers will be drawn at 11 p.m. on Saturday. Now, Caroline, I will absolutely be getting a Powerball ticket. I got one for the last drawing. Obviously, didn't get the jackpot, but I'll be trying again for Saturdays.
You absolutely should. And how about those odds?
They are odds.
They are odds indeed. Coming up after the break, the latest in Gamecock sports. Stay close. SGTV News 4 sports reporter Michael Herring has the scoop. What have you got for us, Michael?
The South Carolina Gamecocks suffered a loss to the Missouri Tigers during homecoming week. The Missouri Tigers defeated the Gamecocks with a final score of 23-10. The loss comes after the Gamecocks were ranked 25 in the AP polls. The only points the Gamecocks were able to score in the game was a touchdown by quarterback Spencer Rattler and a field goal by Mitch Jeter. Shane Beamer stated after the loss, quote, "I was watching closely in practice to make sure I didn't see signs of any complacency. But we looked like a team on all 3 phases in the first quarter. We assumed everything was going to be okay." End quote. The record is now 5-3 this football season. This weekend, the South Carolina Gamecocks will take on the Vanderbilt Commodores. The game will kick off at 7:30 p.m. at First Bank Stadium. You can watch the game on the SEC network. In other South Carolina sports news, South Carolina women's basketball played their first exhibition game on Monday night with a win against the Benedict College Tigers. The Gamecocks defeated the Tigers with a final score of 123-32. The ladies put on a show for the Gamecocks fans. There were a few key players who stood out during the game. Sophomore Bree Hall and senior Zaya Cook both scored 19 points. Sophomore Sanae Fagan scored 17 points, 12 rebounds, and 8 offensive rebounds. The South Carolina Gamecocks will open the 2022-2023 season on November 7th. They will host the Eastern Tennessee State at Colonial Life Arena. The game will tip off at 8:30 p.m. You can watch the game on SEC Network. That's all I got for tonight's for SGTV News 4 Sports. I am Michael Herring.
Coming up after the break, News 4 entertainment reporter Elizabeth Martinez will lay down the talk of the town. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. Joining me now is entertainment reporter Elizabeth Martinez to fill us in on what's happening in Columbia this weekend. What do you have for us, Elizabeth?
Well, Columbia's 6th annual Fallback Fest is back tomorrow from 5:30 to 9:30 p.m. You can come out to watch local artists paint murals on the street. There will also be local bands playing live and plenty of food and drink to choose from. This event is located on State Street and entry is free.
Well, I'll admit, Elizabeth, I might not be the biggest fan of fall daylight savings time, but that sounds like a wonderful event.
Yes, definitely. Hey, we'll get an extra hour of sleep after hanging out on State Street.
You're right.
Great news for all the foodies out there. This Saturday, the Senate Street Eats Food Trucks Festival is back. 20 of the best food trucks from all over the state will be there, as well as live music the entire day. Entry is also free, and the festival lasts from 1 to 4 p.m. I don't know about you, but I can never pass up a good taco truck. I'm very excited for this.
I'm with you. I love a good food truck.
Definitely.
That's all your entertainment news for tonight. Coming up after the break, Caiden Dinkins will let you know what the weather will be like for game day and more. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, y'all. Now, right now here in Columbia, South Carolina, it is 68 degrees. Those temperatures are dropping down quite a bit. We actually could meet that dew point overnight at 55 degrees. Those winds are going northeast at 3 miles an hour. A relatively calm and cool evening. Nothing too crazy. That sky cover is just a little bit at 7%. No precipitation. That humidity also at 63%. Now, taking a look into the state highs of today, we reigned in the low 70s to mid 70s across the whole entire state of Columbia. Now, this is about average for this time of the year. We were at 74 in Columbia and then reached up to 75 in Florence and Charleston. Those are getting a little bit higher than normal. Our normal is about 71, but those temperatures stayed around that as well. Now, let's take a look at what this week is going to look like as a trend. So like I said in the beginning, those temperatures are warming up quite a bit as we continue on into the end of this week and into the weekend. So we start off with 79. But mind you, that average is 70, 71 degrees, so we are way above average in the next 3 days, reaching up to almost 10 degrees warmer on Sunday, 11 degrees warmer on Monday, and then we drop back down over into the beginning of next week into a 75 and then 67 as well on Wednesday. Those temperatures cool down quite a bit, but let's take a look at what that weather is going to look like for that temperatures as well. Like I said, those temperatures are warming up quite a bit Friday through the weekend, but we have some showers over the weekend as well with those temperatures. Late showers on Saturday, but then trailing into the early morning on Sunday. But not before those temperatures rise up just one more degree on Monday, making for a beautiful warm day here in Columbia, South Carolina. Make sure you get outside this week before, unfortunately, that rain pops right back up at the beginning of next week on Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday is a 30% chance of right now with a high of 75, and Wednesday that 50% chance comes on right in with a low temperature of a high temperature of 67, but quite lower than the rest of the week.
And finally, tonight's Carolina K9 features Moby.
Moby is a 4-year-old pit bull mix, but don't let his size fool you. Moby has a heart of gold and is just the absolute sweetest guy. He's a friend to everyone he meets, kids, dogs, and even cats.
A true gentle giant, Moby was heartworm positive, but has been treated and is off any related exercise restriction. Moby is neutered, up to date on all vaccines, and weighs in at a healthy 71 pounds. Moby is an adoptable dog.
Oh my gosh, that is so sweet. I'm so glad that he's feeling better.
Me too. That wraps up tonight's edition of Student News at 7.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at SGTV at USC.
To keep up with all of our content, be sure to also visit us online at sgtvonline.com. For SGTV News 4, I'm Caroline Smith.
And I'm Riley Hackett. From all of us here at SGTV, have a great night, Carolina. Forever to thee.